Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to another episode here on True Confessions, Naija. The story you're about to listen to comes from a message I received from one of our brothers, and the message reads like this. Good morning, Uncle Ori. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Today, I'm going to tell you something that's been eating away at my soul for more than 15 years. Something I've never had the courage to say out loud until now. And after I finish this story, you might not look at me the same way again. My name, let's just say you can call me Tapia. I live in Pretoria, South Africa now. I have a South African wife, 3 kids. Well, I have 3 kids. 2 are gone. Only my little daughter, Jedza, is still alive. But here's the truth. The reason my children died, the reason I fear I might also lose my last child, is all because of something I did years ago back in Zimbabwe. Something that still haunts me in my dreams. I wasn't always a man carrying this kind of weight. I grew up in Epworth, a poor township outside Harare. We didn't have much, but we had our trade. My father was a carpenter, his father before him was a carpenter, and I also became a carpenter too. From the age of 13, I always worked with my hands, building chicken runs, makeshift wardrobes, repairing broken furniture. Sometimes we made beds and cupboards, and occasionally coffins. Yes, coffins. In the township, people die all the time, sickness, accidents. Sometimes worse. A coffin was just another job. At least, that's what I thought. It all started one hot afternoon. I was working in my father's workshop when a man walked in. He introduced himself as Mofu. That was his totem name. He wasn't from far, also from Epworth, but everyone knew he had suddenly started making money. He had a new garage where he fixed cars, and people whispered that he had been to Mozambique for special business. Mofu didn't waste time. He told me he wanted me to build 2 coffins, one small, one big. The big coffin, he said, needed special compartments inside. I remember frowning, asking, compartments? What for? He smiled in a way that made me uncomfortable and said it was just part of a ritual. Then he handed me a rough sketch. It wasn't his drawing. He claimed a traditional healer in Mozambique had designed it for him. The sketch showed 3 hidden spaces inside the coffin. He said they would hold red cloth, blood, and some names written on paper. He didn't tell me whose names. I didn't ask. In hindsight, maybe I should have. He paid me $400 up front. Back then, that was a fortune. A coffin normally costs around $120. On top of that, he brought me 2 slabs of meat from his car boots. Beef, he said. I didn't eat it. Something about it felt wrong. I built the coffin in 2 days. Plywood frame, red velvet lining, exactly as he wanted. When he came to collect it, it was late at night. He wasn't alone. The traditional healer was with him. Mofu then said, if you want, you can come with us tonight. I'll give you an extra $200. My wife at the time wasn't happy about me going out so late, but the money was tempting. We drove to a local primary school, and that's when I saw her. A woman, maybe mid-30s, her face swollen, eyes barely open. She had been beaten. She couldn't stand. Mofu's men lifted her and shoved her into the coffin like she was nothing. I stepped forward. Mofu, what's this? What are you doing? He looked at me sharply and hissed, keep quiet. We drove deep into the bush. There was already a deep hole waiting. So deep, they had a ladder inside it. I stood, frozen, as they lowered the coffin into the ground with a rope. And then I heard it, the banging, the desperate pounding of feet from inside the coffin. Her voice screaming for help. Mukoma, Indiba Sirewo, brother, help me. I couldn't move. They started shoveling dirt onto her. Her screams became muffled, then silence. I couldn't sleep for nights. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her face. Then the dream began. She came to me, the same woman. But in the dream, Her skin was pale like ash. Her eyes burned red. Her voice was heavy, angry, cold. She told me she would wipe my father's seed from the earth, that every child born in my bloodline would die. I tried to convince myself it was just guilt, but these things started happening. Years passed. My marriage broke. My wife moved to Botswana. I came to South Africa to start afresh. I met my current wife here. She was a kind, hardworking woman. We had our first son. He collapsed one day from epilepsy and died. Our second son began vomiting, got weaker and weaker, and passed away too. Now, only Jeza, my little girl, is left, and every day I fear she'll be next. I finally went to a traditional healer in Mvondoro. We didn't know him. I told him nothing. After throwing his bones, he looked me in the eye and said, "You are being followed by an avenging spirit. A woman, she says she was buried alive in a coffin you built." I felt cold all over. He told me if I don't return to Zimbabwe, confess to my family, and help find her grave, she will keep killing my bloodline. He even told me where she had been taken from. Zinduga Shopping Center, the exact place I later confirmed from whispers back home. But here's the problem. If I go back and confess, I could be arrested. I didn't kill her with my own hands, but I built a coffin that became her grave. And the man who hired me, Mofu, I haven't seen him in years. Last I heard, he was living large somewhere, maybe even out of the country. So I stay quiet. I tell no one, not even my wife here in South Africa. But I live every day, waiting for the cross to take my last child. My brothers, my sisters, I'm not telling you this story for pity. I'm telling you because I'm lost. What would you do? If you were me, confess and risk prison, or stay silent and watch the cost take everything? Because deep down, I know the truth. I'm already serving a life sentence. Thank you for allowing me to share this experience. I'll be checking the comments to see your reactions. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our brothers. Please, let us try and talk to him in the comment section. Things they really happen for this our world. Now, wow.